Good evening. My name is Catherine Enberg. I'm here to talk to you tonight about implementing an urban food forest for the city of Troy. Tree Cities is a relatively new initiative that has been implemented and is taking off in other major cities all across the United States. It would seem fitting that the capital region of New York State would be on board with such an initiative for their city. Discussion groups are available to help set policy with city governments, and in researching this topic and recognizing the limited space available in the city, I've looked at several options to making improvements in this regard. I believe a large government-facilitated free food forest area could be the key to implementing further advancement within the population for backyard food forest or permaculture development. So you might be asking yourself, what is a free food forest? The definition of a food forest is a gardening or land management system that mimics a woodland ecosystem, substituting edible trees, shrubs, perennials, and annuals. It's in part based on permaculture techniques that require relatively low maintenance and are easily sustainable. The layer concept is widely used, as it is a staged process whereby nitrogen-fixing plants are introduced for short, medium, and long-term soil amending. The layers in the food forest can be as many as 7 to 9, with the top layers being nut-bearing shade trees. So why are food forests good for urban issues? There's a lot of issues in the urban environment. They involve food security, greenhouse gas emissions, public health. Bringing a food forest to the city would serve the underserved and the underprivileged in many ways. A city with a well-planned and well-managed green infrastructure becomes more resilient, sustainable, and equitable in terms of nutrition and food security, poverty alleviation, livelihood improvement, climate change mitigation, and disaster risk reduction and ecosystem conservation. And it's good for your wildlife, too. The City of Troy has already conducted an urban tree forest assessment plan, which will be very helpful in moving forward with a free food forest project. Neighborhoods with resident associations, community groups, business improvement areas, and other social structures that are aware of urban forest issues are also more likely to engage in stewardship. There are multiple community resources that could collaborate in environmental education for the community. Capital Roots started in 1975 as a community service project of Garden Way, the former manufacturer of Troy-built lawn and garden equipment. Today, Capital Roots works to reduce the impact of poor nutrition on public health in New York's capital region by organizing community gardens, providing healthy food access, offering nutritional and horticulture education for all ages, and coordinating urban greening programs in Albany, Rensselaer, Schenectady, and southern Saratoga counties. The New York State DEC, the Arbor Day Foundation, and the NRCS are all sources of opportunity for collaboration and funding for a project such as this. Troy's Community Forest Management Plan was developed to provide the roadmap for the city to maintain a healthy and sustainable community forest that is properly managed and cared for, benefiting the city and its citizens with improved economic and environmental well-being, increasing public safety, cost-effective maintenance, and informed tree planting decisions. Lansingburg has many open spaces. It is an area where much of the populace has shown an interest in the availability of just such a free food forest idea. The current forest management plan has mapped areas that are open green spaces that can be used to improve the quality of Troy's urban forest. Lansingburg would be one of the perfect locations for such a forest to be implemented. Future benefits of a project such as this would be there would be a benefit to urban wildlife that survives from habitat loss, and it would provide a local area for people to be able to come and be involved with environmental education about the benefits of having an urban food forest. Focusing on Lansingburg as a test ground will hopefully set as a test area that can encourage the rest of the city and expansion into the rest of the capital district for implementation. Thank you for attending my presentation. If you have any questions, I can take them at this time.